Chapter 2. Son, I hope this is not going to be a long story. I'm not sure how much time you have left. Thanks for reminding me of that, Father. You're a real pal. I am going to tell as much as I can because it's taken my mind off of things. Go ahead, son. Father, I guess every story has to have a beginning, and mine's no different. How did I get here? Well, it all began at Cleland High in 1982, the school of the rich and snotty. Not I, of course. Well, my parents had money, but I didn't really fit the suit as a rich kid. I was more of an anti-rich kid. I had long, blonde hair past my shoulders and didn't fall into any of the school cliques. I was one of the best athletes in the school, but I wasn't a jock. I had long hair and an earring in my left ear, but I wasn't a burnout druggie. And I definitely wasn't a preppy, although I wouldn't have minded being preppy for some of the fringe benefits of girls. But I would have kicked my own ass if I dressed or acted like them, wearing those Argyle socks and those goofy sweaters. I think I had about 2 or 3 friends total, but they were good ones. My best friend, Chev, as everyone called him, was the level-headed one of the group, but also was never afraid to take it over the top. Chev was that guy that everybody knows and liked. He started shaving at the age of 9 and was so hairy that most men felt a little boyish around him. Chev had a softer side to him, but you rarely if ever got to see that part of him. Chev's father, Bronson, as we called him, was very tough on him and very detached from the family. This in turn helped Chev to shut out any kind of real expression of emotion. I could understand that. Then there's Rave. Rave was the virgin of the group, better known as Sheet. This kid knew nothing about sex, and somehow it became my job to educate him. On a daily basis, I would answer questions about how to meet girls and what to do with them once you had an opportunity. As you can imagine, Rave's day finally arrived. After his rite of passage, he could finally call himself a man. Oh, Lord, I wish things were that simple. As the story goes on, Rave met a young lady and retired uninvited to some parents' bedroom at a local party where he began to undress her. Rave followed my advice to the letter. However, the one subject I neglected to cover was penis placement. You wouldn't think with a mind of its own that placement for a beginner is up for any sort of debate. Rave looked down upon his conquest with great anticipation and promptly placed his uneducated noodle between her derriere and the bedsheet. After a whirlwind performance of about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, probably due to fabric burn, Rave collapsed in a proud heap of relaxation and was now a man. For the whole next week, Rave walked around like King Kong beating his chest, never knowing that he lost his virginity to a friggin' sheet. We didn't hear the whole story until about 2 weeks later when the young lady surpassed her embarrassment for him and told us about the mishap. As you can imagine, Chev and I had pure compassion for Rave when we heard this story. Whatever. We kept it to ourselves and endearingly yelled, "Sheet!" every time he entered the room for the next 15 years. It got so bad at times Rave was yelling, "Sheet!" when he came in. We were jokers, but we still had a heart. We never let him in on the story because it would have destroyed the best part of his personality, his innocence, of course. I guess we could never figure out why he didn't have a huge light bulb over his head the second time, when he actually hit the bullseye and noticed that something felt a bit different. Yes, she did give Rave a second chance. You might ask, how do we know that? Well, Chev and I watched through the backyard window of the house, drunk and tittering the whole time.